From the Weather Authority, here's meteorologist Brady Blackstock.
Good evening, Texoma. Chief Meteorologist Steve Lenore has the night off, and what a night it is. A little warmer than it has been. I know 50 doesn't doing a lot for many people, but at least it feels like 50. We're not dealing with a very biting wind yet, at least. But the temperatures right now dropping rapidly, 43 out in Antlers, 40s, still some 50s on there, so hanging on to them while we can. But it will be another cold night, but not as cold as we had because we have some changes on the way. The winds nice and light out the south. We can deal with that. Almanac showing we got up to 57 today, just shy of the normal high. So we're still below normal and definitely below normal when it comes to the lows. 28 instead of 43. And look at the lows all over Texoma. 20s all the way around, except just right at freezing down in Decatur, but still a very chilly night overnight. Hopefully everybody was dripping those pipes. And as we look at the time lapse on our Hunter SuperTex tower camera right on top of the station, get to see that sunset go on down and the forecast temperatures for tonight. This is why I was saying I'd rather be playing a football game tonight because the 40s, that'll be manageable. But when we get into Friday, we have big changes, cold front coming through early Friday. And then it's going to leave the temperatures right at about freezing. That's because there's going to be a lot more cloud cover going into the overnight, so it's going to trap the warmth we got today, and that's going to keep the temperatures from going so low as they were this morning. But then as we go later into Friday, they're not going to get much higher, as we're going to see highs mostly in the 40s, maybe even just highs in the upper 30s the farther north you go. And then as we go into Saturday, another very cold overnight. But there's something else cooking on Saturday morning I'll show you in just a moment. But when you're waking up, going out the door Friday morning, that north wind is going to be blowing very fast, and therefore the wind chill is going to be below freezing and below 30s in the 20s. So it's going to be very chilly out there, so you're definitely going to want to bundle up. It'll pay off all day long because it's not going to get much warmer than right in the 30s. But as we look, you see all the cloud cover going in from Friday night into Saturday evening. And then in the overnight, we are tracking the potential for some snow flurries. Not going to really affect anything travel-wise as the roads are still very warm, but you might see a dusting in south of the Red River on the grass as, look, that's 6 a.m. That's going to be in the overnight. Most of us are going to be sleeping. But yeah, it could be all over Texoma, so we're keeping an eye on that. We'll have a better view of it tomorrow. So tonight's forecast overnight, not going to be freezing for most of Texoma. The farther north that you go, of course, will dip below freezing, but we will get those cloudy skies and that northern wind shift once that cold front moves through. So there's your 20% chance of the snow flurries. You hear Mr. Turkey gobbling over there because we got Thanksgiving on the forecast. And as you can see, as we go through the rest of the week, we will get a warm-up starting next week. Well, the end of this week is just going to be very cold, but at least we got some warmer temperatures on the 7-day now.
All right. Well, David, I think football still happens in the snow, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. There's a lot of coaches that would welcome that for sure.
You don't sound excited about it, David.
The camera guys don't want it, but the football players would love it. Hey, coming up next in sports,